Open this side means that that's the side you want to open, because it's actually top down in the box the way it is, and you have to be able to take the legs out of the box to be able to get the table out of the box. And what we'll do is we'll tip the box up and let the table tip out a little bit. We'll set it on another piece of foam. Then we'll take the box lid and put it back on upside down so it's the foam side up. And then we'll put a piece of foam that's inside on that, and then we'll lay the table back down on top to give us a platform to work from. Well, there's foam packing, and then there's this blue foam, and then you'll see the piece itself. There will be more packing in there. Well, I'm going to use an electric screwdriver with a square drive bit to open the box. I'm sending pictures with it. They have a screwdriver in there. And so we just take it and we'll set it over there. So what we do now is we just take each leg and set it. If you look on the table, there's A, B, C, and D. And this is leg A. Each leg is marked. So I'm going to lay A here. This is C, so I'll lay C over here. And this is B, so I'll leave B here. And this one is D, I would say. D. There's going to be packing like this inside. And what this packing will do will prevent the leg from sliding from end to end, and same thing the other way. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to lift the table out and set it on its edge. You balance it. I'll get the cover and put it back on here, foam side up, and then we'll lay the table right down on that. That we have a working space. Okay, so as you see, pretty snug. Okay, I'm just putting it on that so we don't get. You got it? Mm-hmm. So now what I'm doing is I'm making a platform to work on. And again, so we don't scratch the top. Okay. Just take it. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is down here, these are table locks. We unlock it, because what it is cannot get the screwdriver in here. So we're going to open up. We want to just pull. Yep, just keep going. One more. That's good. Okay. So now we have access to everything. So I'll start with A. There's only one way they can go in, it's just the way they're made. There's no way you can get away from not knowing where it is. It's here, it's on the ends, and also it's even marked down here. So See, if you try to go somewhere else, see, it don't line up. Only one place it'll line up. Okay. These pushing glides are actually recessed in the bottom of the leg. So, you know, any time you put a stick-on glide on something, you end up sliding that thing and the glide comes off because the adhesive after time starts to become soft. So this way it prevents that. There'll be a package in there of screws and 2 drivers. This one and the one that's in the screw gun right at the moment. I made sure they had an electric screw gun that was pretty small. I don't think it's as small as this one, but you'll see why small is good. Lots of times the torque would be too much, and going in with the power could strip the screw out, and that's the last thing we want to do, is to strip it out. Fortunately, just in case that happens, you can get longer screws and they'll still work without causing any problems. I wouldn't go more than 10 to start with, because you should go back and actually hand tighten the finish. I'm going to press down on this and got to thread this thing in there, line up to that hole, and put it in forward. Okay, now that's a pretty light torque on this, and you'll see when I tighten everything up. On this side is okay to use the long bit. Over there I have less room, so that's why it's shorter bit. Final torque. Put them in with a light torque and then go and torque them by hand and do each one individually. This way you don't forget, go back and do it. The first time I put it together, Bonnie says to me, she says, "Isn't this leg a little wobbly?" I said, "Oh, I didn't torque it." And normally the square drive finds its hole. See, now if this was a longer bit, it would make this not align, because the longer the bit, that means the drill has to be further away. Okay, now we're just going to push it together and lock it up. I was going to say, watch your fingers. Okay, just slide it off a little bit. Okay, now we're going to tip it this way. Tip it down here, yep. hand grab it here. Okay. And then pick and turn at the same time. Okay. All right, now we'll show you the secret. I'm going to reach underneath here. We're going to unlock it. We're going to open the table. So just pull, keep going. There you go. Now that exposes the leaf. There's two leaves. One we're going to do is that goes up there like that. Okay. And I'll put my finger in here, pick the one side up. Okay. I'm going to set it here because I want to take both leaves out and put them in. Okay, we have a nice little pad in there so they don't rub together. This one's a little more tricky to get out. You have to reach underneath because I made it snug. Okay, again it has this that side. Yep. Okay, pin, no pin. See, it actually has enough room to put another leaf in there, but they can't go any bigger than take this so we can get the leaf in and out. Now they all have locks on them so they can be locked up, but that's the table. This is Appalachian Black Walnut, and it's getting extremely rare to get clean boards without a lot of sap grain in it. Design is basically mine. They told me the size parameters that they needed. The constraints are actually because it's going into a room that is limited space, and so it's when it's this way it's max. I mean they can barely get around the table. They want to be able to, have a party and seat at least 3 people down each side, and 1 on the ends. It's actually it's an elaborate shaker because shaker doesn't usually add the detail on the legs. The legs have accent to make the beaded corners look like they're individual pilasters. Actually, that's the reason for it. The ebony. It's Boone ebony. And it's the only true black ebony. The other ebonies have yellow streaks in it. After it's all open and the packaging, everything, throw all the packing back into the box, screw it up, and put it in the attic. Save it for a future move or whatever.